One of the things that's really helpful to become aware of is what's going on with your state of mind. State of mind is a phrase that we use to talk about sort of what's happening in terms of your mental velocity in a moment. Many of us could be sitting here looking very calm on the outside, but inside we may be operating at a high rate of mental velocity. We kind of operate like a fan, and at times that fan's going pretty fast. So it looks a little bit like this. And my clock goes off in the morning, and the first thought is I got to get up because I'm supposed to go over and do some videotaping over at HRD, and then I have to go over here and then do that, and then oh, I'm supposed to do this, and then my son has to get the football. How's that going to happen? And you know, it's kind of like goes really fast. Like there's a lot going on, and it's happening really fast. So like a moving fan on high speed. Now, if that's happening for me, and that's what's going on in my state of mind, and somebody asks me a question or talks to me, their words are going to be like a little ping pong ball heading towards that fan. If you can imagine, if you threw a ping pong ball at a fan, what would happen? It would probably ricochet off, or maybe a little piece would get in, but certainly not the whole of what the person was saying would get in. But because we don't have any idea of what's going on with our state of mind, we don't realize that our mind is busy. And so this is part of the reason why communication gets so messed up between people. All of us have moments when our state of mind is really rapid like that. The fan is on high. But we also have times when the fan isn't quite on high. So this starts to slow down. Now maybe the fan's on medium. There's a little gap in the space of our thinking that might have a better chance of getting in there. Sometimes our thinking is, there's a lot of thinking, but it's not sped up. It looks more like this, where there's just a lot, like wall-to-wall thinking is kind of how I describe that. And then there's times for all of us when our thinking kind of opens up and there's just more space between our thoughts. A lot of times when we're doing a hobby or something that really matters to us and we get totally present with it, the more present we are with what we're doing, the slower the state of mind happens, and there's more space. Now, that same thought someone's sharing, or that same conversation a professor's, a lecture a professor's giving, the listener has more access to it when you're here. And so what ricochets up here actually feels like an insight can come through, and you can have a brand new thought about what they're talking about in that moment. This is an aha moment. It's sort of like, whoa, I just saw that differently than I'd seen it before. That's an insight, a sight from within that teaches you something. Education doesn't really happen through just the exchange of information. Education and learning happens when a person has a new thought about what they're learning about. And so understanding your state of mind and understanding the benefit and the value of having more moments when you're in this more open state of mind and less moments when you're running around inside your experience, inside your head, even though you look calm on the outside. Understanding the value of living here, understanding the effectiveness of living here is what the Breaking Free from Stress class really tries to teach. If you don't understand the value of this, you won't try to move yourself in that direction. A lot of people are up here running around, and even though you can see how ineffective that might be, they do it because they think they have to. And so they do it because they think they have to because the circumstances are so big. And so when you have an outside view of life, by definition, you kind of have to be up here more. But when you start to see that you create your experience from the inside out, and that you can have this kind of a state of mind even though there's a crisis occurring in your world, and you can, in that crisis, be in a more open state of mind and have access to your common sense and wisdom, the more you understand the inside-out nature of life, the more you're able to come from this more effective place. A lot of people can't see this as effective because they're invested in, they believe that if to be doing good work, they have to be going really fast, because that's what a good employee does. But the more you understand how you operate psychologically, the more you can see how the best work happens when we're in this clearer, calmer, higher quality state of mind where we can see things more clearly and can bring our greatest perspective to whatever's happening. So checking this out and learning how to be more here is a really helpful thing.